Hello, viewers. You are welcome to the Franca Show. My name is Auntie Franca, the children's favorite auntie. Do you know there is a connection between childhood and adulthood? And whatever you do to a child today can affect the future positively and negatively. Do you know that? Well, this program is to create awareness to be able to optimize the child's psychological, physical, mental, and emotional well being for a better future. Today, we are talking about the impact of technology on children today and tomorrow. And our guest for today is Mr. Nels Lutrot, an educationalist. Sir, you are welcome.
Thank you very much, Madam Franca.
Sir, when we talk about technology, what is it?
Well, technology, let's think of technology just like the way we have our lives. It's just that technology is the use of modern created tools to solve, our everyday life issues. Mostly using hardwares like physically felt devices, and then a written program like instructions that normally controls these hardwares or tells these very hardwares what to do or exactly what to do. You can take the car to be an example. The car doesn't just control itself.
Oh, okay.
Definitely when you put a key in a car to start, something tells the car once you feel the sensitiveness of a key and it's turned twice to the third, start the engine.
All right.
So the car itself can be considered as the hardware, which has been created to make our day-to-day activity like moving from one place to another very easy. But then there's the other aspect also, which we call the program aspect, which is the set of written codes, or just like the brain and the senses, just like that we have in the human body, that tells the car or the hardware to move from one place to another by just probably maybe stepping on the gas, and then once acceleration is done with whatever necessary in addition, you can get from one location to another.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so technology in it all is just the hardware and the software put together to help solve the everyday life challenges that we have now currently as human
Okay,
beings.
so how is it affecting children positively these days?
Technology is a very good thing, and just like currently that we have COVID situation, they say it has come to stay. Yes, technology has come to stay, and it came long ago.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and we witness several examples of how technology has helped to resolve or make our life very easy, or the life of a child very easy.
How
Now,
has it made it easy?
gone were those days, the child will have to draw or probably maybe write on the board with a chalk or a marker. But now, with an electronic pen, a child can easily scribble whatever they want to scribble on the screen. Or with electronic tablets, by using their finger, they can easily practice how to write, clean, write easily. Through technology, they do not have to go to the library by the distance from their homes to wherever the library is located. They have access to the internet. They have access to electronic materials that have been saved on the various technologies that they have, like the tablets and the phones and the computers that they have at home. And they are able to quickly grasp hold of whatever information that they need at whichever moment, that is required.
Oh, okay. So what are some of the challenges children face using technology these days?
Yeah, children face a lot of challenges, especially without parental control. You see, mostly the child is left on his or her own to use the technological gadgets or the technological tools like their tablets. Parents probably just buy a tablet and give it to a child without setting what we call parental control. Now, the internet is a wide space where children can play, learn, do everything. There's actually everything that the world has on the internet, including the very things that children are not supposed to have access to.
Oh, okay.
Yes, like under 18 programs, the videos, the movies, Especially, let me just point it blank, like the pornographic materials,
Oh,
where
okay.
children are not supposed to have access to that. But because the parent refuses to set the parental control on the device in which they bought for the child and just handed it over to the child then seems to have open access to everything that the internet has. And in your absence as a parent, they begin to watch those things. And then at the end or at the long run, it affects their life because they begin to practice the negative things that they come across on the internet.
And how do we set the parental control on the technologies they are using? Maybe my son or my daughter will be using phones. How do I set it?
It varies.
Oh, okay.
It varies. Mostly, many programs have it right from the onset before you start using the gadgets. The moment you turn on, that is why Google will normally give you search instructions from the beginning. It will ask you for your age, the year you were born, the month, the date, to tell who is using the tablet.
Oh, okay.
Now, though many of these children now are very smart and they can do their own settings, it is for you, the parent, to keep monitoring and not just hand over the technological gadget to the child just because probably maybe you're busy. Okay. There was a storyline that I read, which is 100% related to how parents are handling technological gadgets, with their kids and then in life now. Now, parents will just hand over the tablets to the child, and because they want to have the time to themselves and not worry much about the child, they leave them to themselves, and then they do not even take a clear look at what is even happening on the tablet. Why? Because they, the parent themselves, are probably maybe engaged on their phones doing other things. You understand? We tend to give more attention to our technological gadgets than the kids and their technological gadgets. And when it happens that way, they may be copying exactly what we are doing, which we think they are not seeing. Because, yes. An example is when maybe a parent may have viewed a pornographic page on their phone. And kids of late, even if you give them 10 different type of technological gadgets, they still want to use that of the parent. You refuse to delete the history of your browser. And then when you give it to the child, because the child is very smart, they begin to visit some of these sites easily because the moment they click the browser, that is the first thing that comes in. Right there and then they have learned how to get access to. And you would think they can't read, but they may have read the address of wherever you have visited. And then they will quickly close it and give it back to you. Now, because you do not monitor the use of their technological gadgets, and because you have not set the parental control on their tablets, when you go to sleep and they are with their tablets in their room, they quickly punch in those very sites which they saw on your phone, and then they continue from there.
Oh, okay.
But when you set the parental guidance, or the parental control, many of these devices restricts the child from visiting many of these sites that leads them wrongly to places that they are not supposed to be.
Oh, okay. So at what age should parents allow their kids to use phones? Is there a specific age that, upon what you are telling me, is there a specific age that we should give children phones?
You see, phone has become a necessity now.
Okay.
Okay, so even right from when the child can dial a number, okay, and then make a call, send a text message, it is actually okay for you to give the phone to the child, but then with the control of the parent.
Control. How have these technologies altered social relations with the children? How has it altered social relations with the kids and parents and other things? How has it altered?
In a couple of ways that I know, we can get a lot of them broadly.
Okay.
But sitting at the dining table is a typical example.
Okay.
A time when you're supposed to have, good relationship with your family. And the time when you're eating, then everybody is at the same time pressing their phones. You know, finding what they are receiving on WhatsApp and other social media much more important than talking about how their day has been with their mother or their father or their family. You understand? So it has altered their life in terms of, you know, losing concentration at the right time,
Right.
doing the wrong thing at the right time. You understand? Or probably maybe sometimes doing the right thing at the wrong time.
Doing the right. Okay.
Yes, I mean, yeah. So their social life, not just the dining, but even when they go to their playgrounds,
Mm.
even when there's an issue like the current issues we are having with, uh, this current happenings like the mining sector.
Okay.
Someone is dying, someone is hurting, and then
people
instead
are
of one to stretch a helping hand,
we are
because
taking
of
pictures.
technology,
We are
and
taking
they
pictures
wanting to be the first on the
to
media,
reports.
yes, they would rather be there taking photos instead of stretching a helping hand to the dying person or the hurting person.
How do children use this technology responsibly? How do they use it responsibly?
The parents can set a timing for them to use it
Oh, okay.
after the parental control has been set on these technologies. And then you have to learn, how to deal with some of this negativity in the use of this technology as a parent.
Now, okay, the parents must be educated well
Yes,
enough
that is it.
to be able to give a phone to children.
Yes, you must be educated enough. That one, you should know that.
Oh, okay.
You see, you don't just, because you don't just become so happy that your child is using technology, so you let a child to the freedom of using that technology. No. You have to constantly monitor the child until the child is of age to be on their own, like after they're 18, and then they can take their own decisions and then be able to use those technology without much parental control. But even with that, because of the positivity in which they have learned from you as a parent, it will guide them good enough to be able to use the technology responsibly.
Oh, okay. So they say practice makes man perfect. So how do children practice it all the time also that will make them perfect in the technology? Must they always hold it, or they should just leave it anyhow, or take it all the time? Practice, they say, make man perfect. So I want my child to be expert in computer, so he should keep practicing it. Or should I draw a timetable for my child to be using the computer or the technology?
I think we should go for the timetable.
The timetable.
The reason being that technology is never limited lately. As we speak at this moment, even new technologies are being created.
Okay.
There is no boundary to new technologies now. There's no boundary to the global world now. You can go from when you were born now to when you're going to die, or when you die.
Okay.
Every second, every microsecond, something new is being created.
Okay.
It's just we can't be everywhere at the same time, so we do not see it. But I believe strongly that by the time we walk out of here to the roadside, probably maybe over thousands of new technologies have been created. You see, and if you say because your child has to learn and keep learning because practice makes man perfect, then your child will never have a life, like you had, which built you up. I mean, to be able to have that child as a child now and bringing the child up. Is because sometimes I try to relate the happening of people not wanting to have children lately. Yes, because they are so much comfortable with technology.
Yeah.
Yes, they can easily reach to things and do things more easily. In the past, people give birth 10, 15, 20. They have the large number of family to go to the farm together. They chat, they sit as a family, they are all growing, and the world is growing. But now, you have a lot of farm tools. One person can just sit under a shed,
Okay.
and then with just a tablet can tell several farm tools to do the farming.
Oh, okay. So in a nutshell, technology is good.
Yes,
But
it is
children should use it responsibly.
Yes.
And then the parents should also guide their children.
Yes, please.
So parents, technology is the best. It's good. Let your children know what they have to watch and what they shouldn't watch. Guide your children as we use technology. Mr. Luttrot, what is your last words? Or what are your last words?
My last words to parents is that they should not sacrifice the quality time they will have to spend with their children for their own technological gadgets available to them.
Thank you for coming. Parents, don't sacrifice your own time for technologies. Don't exchange it. Manage the two together. Thank you so much for watching. My name again is Auntie Franca, the children's favorite auntie. See you same time next week. It's bye.